Why, hello there. Greetings, and welcome back to a small Let's Play of a game called Galton Kenji 2, Prosecutor's Path. I'm the Vine Path, a Sparkleborn Princess, Ep5, and it's very nice to meet all of you. So, we are now going to hear results for the forensic investigation. Hmm. Reporting. First, the blood on this bullet matches the victim's blood. So, the bullet really did take Rook's life. Also, Horace Knightley's fingerprints were found on this gun. Knightley's fingerprints probably came from when he took all our evidence. The real issue is the ballistic markings. If the markings don't match, this will be cleared of suspicion. And the bullet's ballistic markings match this gun. What? They match? What? No way! There's no mistake. The bullet was fired from this gun. What? Huh? That's strange. Looks like I was right after all. Naturally. Did you really think you had me cornered? Such a suspicious thing to say. You misread the board. The one who's been cornered is you. Let's test that out, shall we? If the ballistic markings match the gun, there can be no doubt. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the audience area. Who could have used the gun? Not me, because I was on stage. But what about the lady reported in the audience? All the evidence points to that young lady as the assassin who killed Rook. Well, it's your move, Mr. Prosecutor. Where did you find the gun again? And which gun fired the bullet? At least we know. It ain't me. Ugh, this can't be happening. The President and I have admitted to the fake assassination plot. Now it's your turn to admit who the real criminal is. That doesn't make Nicole the criminal. Don't get riled up, Kay. Let him have his say first. After he's done, it won't be too late to begin our counterattack. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth. At the ballistic. Let's press that. No, that's... Didn't you say it earlier? This is decisive evidence. Ugh. Well, how does it feel to have a hole blown through your reasoning? The ballistic markings matches the gun we found, so... Does that mean Nicole really was the shooter? I'd like to believe otherwise.
But he's got a decisive evidence on his side, sir.
Indeed. How should I proceed? If Miss Swift isn't the killer, then the ballistic markings should not match. Thoughts, Kay? If evidence isn't possible, then maybe we should doubt the evidence itself, right? Doubt the evidence? Nicole's definitely not a criminal. So if the evidence says that she is a criminal, there must be something wrong with it. You seem hopefully sure of yourself. It's a great thief's intuition. Intuition? Still, it's quite possible. Above all, Miss Swift doesn't seem like the type of person to tell such elaborate lies. In court, the evidence is everything, and yet, here I am doubting it. Which evidence do I doubt? I want to say that I doubt the gun. It has been a while. Just, if I remember, the issue is something about what he switched. And there is a certain location on a certain gun. Yes, I remember correctly. If anything is suspect here, it can only be the gun. The bullet was discovered just a moment ago. It couldn't have been tampered with. Oh yeah, that was the reasoning. Something that could have been tampered with. What can have been tampered with? The gun. Because he handled the gun. Did not I have a chance to tamper with the gun? Indeed he did.
You shall hand over all the evidence you've collected so far and leave this blade at once.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Be a good boy and do as you're told. can't resist any longer. That's it. You could have tampered with the gun at that time. There's no doubt that this gun is revealed by the weapon. In that case, the owner of this gun is... Horace Knightley. He must have switched the guns. Without a doubt, this is Knightley's own gun. Let's just go with it. Who could use the gun? Okay, this is gonna be a tough one because I don't know which. Is this a statement you want me to present it on? Nope. I don't take a point of your testimony. Oh, and you think you're any better? Always rounding on and on. You're the one who can't make a straight point. You sure have the capacity for this? You sure you have the capacity for this? Mentally speaking? There was no contradiction. I need to calm down and think things over again. You could have used the gun, because it's your gun. Nope. Must be. You were on state that this is your gun. Nope. Nope. What do you think of this, Mr. Prosecutor? Haven't you forgotten the rules of chess? Maybe I should present this instead. Gotcha! It's against the rules to touch a piece and then not move it. Take the penalty. What was I thinking? That's his job, is it? This down the boys came from the audience era. Ah, yeah, this is the contradiction. Never mind. Just read the testimony, will you, Emily? Hello. Knightley, you fiend. You switched the guns. The gun that matched the ballistic markings was yours all along. All along. Interesting choice of move you made there. There. The switch occurred at the time you seized the evidence, when we were arguing with the president over the investigation rights. You detached the laser sight from the gun found in the audience area and attached it to your gun. Then, when you returned the evidence, you gave me your own gun. Did I do that? So, what you're saying is that I knew you'd want to examine the ballistic markings. Indeed. Staying one move ahead of your opponent, isn't that the fundamental rule of chess? I'm glad you feel that way, Mr. Prosecutor, but you're giving me too much credit. Besides, you never prove I pulled the old switcheroo with the guns. I believe I can, Mr. Equestrian. So the gun happens to be the same model as mine. Pure coincidence. But, take a closer look. Only one of them has a laser pointer attached to it. Check the number of bullets left in the chamber. Only 2 shots fired, see? There's no evidence that I switched the guns, right? Giving you too much credit? That hardly sounds like something you'd say. Guess I'm just more modest than you. More modest than you. That's a contradiction. Well, except when I'm in front of a chessboard. But we're not in front of a chessboard. That's too bad. I'll use that as an excuse later. I didn't lose the game, I just couldn't find enough evidence. You're the one who should have an excuse ready. You didn't beat me at chess. You only found the evidence. Let's just press the testimony for the coincidence, you say? Or perhaps it was simply bound to happen. Which was it, pal? Us bodyguards need to use them to protect the president. And no matter how you slice it, that lady's a total amateur with guns. It was necessary for both of us to use revolvers. A revolver? Like the one Knightley's carrying? Why would it be necessary? It has a simple mechanism, so it's easier to use. Something along those lines, probably. When you gotta get a job done, or if you're new to this sort of thing, there's nothing better. The truth is, I thought it was pure coincidence all along. You attached the laser pointer to the gun yourself. Oh yeah? Prove it. Show me the evidence. Well, that's... You can't go around calling people liars without proof. Didn't your daddy teach you that? On that point, I've got evidence on my side. 2 shots fired. Something's been bothering me for a while now. What about the chamber of your own gun? My women here? Now that you mention it. Something important is about to happen, I think. I've been firing enough for a while now. That right there. And that's really fine. Every time he fires, he reloads the gun? So there's no way to check the status at the time of the incident. That's it. In order to switch a gun, he would have needed to reload the bullets. Luckily he's barehanded. And he had no time to put on gloves when the switch was made. Well, I think it's about time for you to resign. How about it, Prosecutor Edgeworth? We got you now. We have got you now. I made a wrong decision again. Okay, what refers to that? What proves that he switched the guns? His fingerprints. What has his fingerprints worked out? I know what it is. Must be the gun again, right? That's the only thing that makes sense to me right now. Yes, it is. I had a feeling, but I was wondering just... And yeah, I know, I keep saying, I have played this entire episode before. Just my memory of it is a bit vague. That evidence is this. You call that evidence? Prosecutor Edgeworth, you're trying too hard. Certainly traces were left on this gun. Traces that prove this gun belongs to you. Show it to me. What kind of piece you got? A rook? A bishop? It better not be a pawn. The traces nightly left on this gun are the fingerprints. You left your fingerprints on this gun because he touched a certain part of it. Fingerprints? Huh, that you've expected. I am the gun earlier when I seized the evidence. Of course my fingerprints are on it. But what if the fingerprints are in a place they should not be? What? That's not possible! Allow me to show you. There is one place where your fingerprints should not be. I'm just gonna ignore that. This piece of evidence will deal the final blow to your king. Guess what, Knightley? Guess what? Guess what? You should not be touching this chamber. No, it's not. I forgot. It's here, of course. Somewhere along those lines. What? Come on. I know! Oh gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. Here. Detective Gumshoe, please have a look at the cylinder.
2 shots were fired, sir, but where would the fingerprints be?
That. There. No. Why do I keep getting good? Why is there not a point on the trigger? And I know it should be somewhere around here. Tell me what. This is very anticlimactic. I keep messing up here. What am I doing? Okay. I know he must have touched. The thing is, he was reloading. The thing is, he was touching this area around here somewhere. There we go. You made a switch when you seized the evidence earlier. However, if all you did was switch the guns, you would have been found out right away. That's because the number of bullets fired by the 2 guns are different.
The gun found the audience there had fired 2 shots, sir.
Then, what about Mr. Knightley's gun? He fired 2 shots at the balloon when he was on the stage. and later 1 shot to kill Rook. 3 shots in total, not counting the number of shots he's fired since then. And after each of those times, you would reload the bullets. Tell us, Knightley, were you wearing gloves when doing that? Officer, in your report earlier, where were Knightley's fingerprints found on the gun?
Sir, the prints weren't just found on the outside of the gun.
If you knew that, you could have just told us that. Come on.
They were also found on the...
They were also found in the bullets as well. But just the forensics. I'm not going to bother with them, honestly. If all you did was handle the evidence, why would you bring your biscuit on the bullets?
Gah! That's...
With this, it has been proven that you switched the guns. The gun, which fired a bullet that took the victim's life. It belongs to you, Horace Knightley. You're the one who stole Rook's life. You are the true assassin. Checkmate. Sorry, let's take this off. I'm really gone. Gosh. Do you know, he was just hit by the thinker. He's the only person to have been hit by the thinker and survive.
I should have been made leader! Me! Rook! That piece of scum! If it hadn't been for him, I would have complete control over everybody! My assassination plan, it was perfect. My plan was perfect.
And finally, this episode is over. As long as the episode is over. Detective Gumshoe, if you please.
Roger that, sir.
That's gonna be a bit of a catchphrase.
Edgeworth! This game isn't over yet! You hear me?
That's enough. The rest of this game will continue in the courtroom.
Damn it! Damn! You!
Hello. Bye-bye, Horace. Hi, Mr. President.
You have my gratitude. You exposed the murderer amongst my bodyguards, and for that, I am truly in your debt.
Excuse me. As soon as he stepped aside the plane, he reverted back to his king-like persona.
Some time ago, when I proposed the fake assassination plan.
You and me and not Rook?
Rook declined, so I'm asking you, what do you say?
Alright, let's do this. I'll come up with the perfect plan. I can even use that guy as a chess piece.
When Knightley said that, his eyes were overflowing with hatred toward Rook. Frankly, I was quite anxious about asking Knightley instead of Rook. Now that I recall those events, he probably sensed anxiety in my constant countenance. Perhaps that is what gave him the impetus for murder.
Mr. President, if you had not orchestrated that fake plan, this would not have happened. That is your sin. A sin that won't disappear.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. You have my sincerest apologies. I too must bear some responsibilities for this. Even so, I am most grateful to you. I thank you for solving the mystery of Rook's death. I am scheduled to stay in this country for a little longer. But if any of you ever wish to visit the Republic of Change Bar, you will always be welcome.
Ahem. Gosh. Oh lordy! Thank you, thank you, thank you! I'm so happy for you, Nicole. He was set up as a suspect for the murder. Still, your knowledge with the fake assassination plan remains a fact. You will have to submit to police questioning later. You should know that there's still a possibility you may be charged with some crime. Yeah, I know. Sorry about all this. I understand you want to catch a scoop, but there's a line that should not be crossed. I hear ya. I promise to reflect on this. We did it, Mr. Edgeworth! That was awesome! Prosecutor Edgeworth, South presidential assassination attempt. It's gotta be big news! Big news? Mr. Prosecutor, would you mind telling us how you feel about solving this case? That was certainly a quick change of attitude. No comment. Aw, don't be so ornery. The reason is because this case is not over yet.
Huh? Not over? What do you mean, sir?
What shows that this case is not over yet? And that with this calling card.
Take that!
The killer's card! The killer still hasn't carried out his request.
You mean killing the president?
I hope this doesn't turn into a larger incident. An assassination attempt on the president of Checkmate. News of this incident spread across the entire country. The mass media also hounded me as I began to prepare for the trial of Boris Lightfoot. Everyone had seen the news, and everyone was talking about it. However, amidst the commotion, nobody noticed that the game had only just begun. Alright, end of case 1. Yay, that's fun. So, I'm gonna go straight on to the second case, but that would have to wait for another time. We shall meet again in another game perhaps. Until then, humans, fairies, and yokai.